Hello everyone, it is Meela from the future, here to let you know that we had some audio overlap in this episode as well. The audio overlap will be the most prominent during the Q&A segment. We tried our best to edit out as much as we could, so we hope that you guys can still enjoy this episode regardless. And without any further ado, let's get into it.
Welcome back, everyone. We are so happy that you're here again with us. We hope that you have been enjoying our episode so far. You are now listening to Domception, and we are obviously hosted by your favorite femdom duo, Meela and Lola.
Yay! Now we are on our what would I say, like fourth episode?
Yeah, third or fourth. Depends on when we upload these.
Well, just sit back, relax, and we'll take the lead.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Okay. So do you have any new exciting news?
I
I have something actually.
Ooh, let's hear.
I impulsively bought $40 worth of houseplants, and they finally came in today.
Ooh, finally!
I know. I'm excited. By the time this episode drops, they will probably be full grown. I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've never been a plant owner before. This is my first time ever owning plants. So if anybody has some advice, if I haven't killed them by the time this episode comes out, please let me know.
Yeah, I'm not good at plants, honestly. That's like I don't have them,
Mhm.
and like it's just too much to take care of. Even though I like to try to every year try to plant vegetables or anything in the backyard.
Yeah.
Last year we planted seeds. Usually my dad would have bought like the plants that you get at like Home Depot and all that stuff and just plant them in. But the seeds, oh my god, they took forever to grow, obviously, and so we had vines and vines of tomatoes everywhere.
I remember the tomatoes. You guys had what, Romas?
Yes, and there was just so many. There were still some left growing when the temperatures dropped.
Wow, that's crazy. I feel like tomatoes are a hardy plant, but then again, I have no idea. So guys, are tomatoes a hardy plant? Let us know.
I know, and I don't hate plants. Like plants are pretty, but like I personally am not like, let me grow flowers or let me have flowers. Like, to be honest, any future guys out there, you do not have to give me flowers. Trust me.
Nobody give Lola flowers. What would you like instead if somebody were to give you a gift?
I would prefer chocolate and candy and food.
Yes, food. Can't go wrong with food.
Exactly.
So today's episode, we're going to be talking about stolen content, which has it's always been prevalent from like the dawn of ever creating something. So like probably as far back as like people without social media and like people were just making paintings and stuff. They were probably getting their stuff stolen.
I know it's very just obviously wrong. Like nobody thinks that they can't be smart or creative enough to like make their own art, content, or whatever it is.
Exactly. But you know, guys, if you want to create something, do it. You know, if you're just starting out and you want to create art instead of stealing other people's art and stuff, or you want to create porn, whatever you want to do, whatever your dream, start doing it, you know? Like don't steal people's stuff. Like if you feel like you're not good enough to post your own stuff, somebody out there is going to like what you post. So
Yeah, everyone has different likes and dislikes and kinks or fetishes and all that type of stuff.
Exactly. So work with what you got because somebody out there will like it. So who is at risk for having their content stolen?
We have, of course, everyone, content creators, sex workers, voice artists, actors, any artists, or even writers and even celebrities. Like, you see people like imitating a celebrity or a cartoon or stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like people who are famous get their stuff stolen, their pictures, their identity stolen all the time. We always see it on like the news, like old people are getting catfished by who they think is like Mariah Carey or something. But yeah, everybody can have their stuff stolen, whether you're a content creator, even if you're not a content creator, if you just have like really nice photos, you just take really good photos online, or, even like on a dating app or something, somebody can screenshot those and take those.
Yeah, I feel like a common thing is, of course, in the music industry is like music,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
another one too. People, there was like that whole thing with like Katy Perry, was it? Who the person who like wrote the original like beat to Dark Horse, I think it was. I might be wrong, but like even people who create music, they get their beats stolen, they get their rhythms, like their chords and stuff stolen, and then other people end up using them. So everybody,
Mhm.
anything that can be created, pictures, voice content, music, art, writings, literature, you can have that stuff stolen.
Yeah, and like we're obviously gonna get to this in later in the episode is
Mhm.
like always have a watermark on your art or creation or
Yeah,
anything.
definitely. We're going to talk about how to protect yourselves from having your stuff stolen. And it's really important if you are somebody who's creating um, not safe for work content. I mean, it's important regardless whether or not you make not safe for work stuff, but not safe for work stuff can be have negative consequences for you. Like if somebody were to steal like a nude of yours, um, you could have that posted all over the internet everywhere, or children will end up seeing it, and then you could be in a load of stuff. So we will get into that later on in the episode. But
Hmm.
where is content that's stolen? Where is it posted at?
The usual, obviously, selling
Hmm.
platforms. A big one for sex workers is OnlyFans or porn. We're posting the accounts on Twitter, porn viewing sites, or of course, putting like the art or the photo on items like as a T-shirt or a mug or just anything you can post a picture on.
Exactly. So any site that can host a photo or a video, your stuff can be posted there. A lot of people have been having their stuff taken and put onto a different OnlyFans account. A lot of people have had OnlyFans, like their stuff on OnlyFans, screenshotted and posted on Reddit platforms or on Twitter, or not Tumblr anymore because they got rid of nudes, but anywhere that can host a photo or a video can, or like even selling merchandise. A lot of artists and even content creators that bring out their own merch, their designs can be stolen by somebody and posted onto a T-shirt, or merchandise that you can buy off of these sites that will allow you to put your own image on something. So if your image gets stolen, it can end up on any of these places.
Yeah, and I feel like also another like thing that can also happen is it doesn't even have to be sexual related, or I mean, I guess it could, but like you can have your face copied and pasted onto like a nude body or someone else's body doing
Hmm.
like something horrible, or just it's not you
Yeah, that's like
basically.
another branch of stolen content. Like, you might not have your entire photo stolen, but you might just have a piece of it stolen, or you might have your signature stolen, or you might have your face or a tattoo or something. Somebody can crop that out and they can post it onto a different image. Um, and a lot of times, we also see this happen on porn accounts on Twitter that repost porn. They will crop your faces out of the porn, and then they'll say that this is a different person performing the act than it is, than like because you're the original creator of that porn.
Yeah, or you also have like where you see on Instagram or Facebook and all that where you're they'll use your picture, your name, and start saying, "Oh, you won $500. Just give us your information, and then you'll get your
Yep,
prize."
definitely. And anything that you post can be turned into a whole different persona that's not you. So um, it's like it seems like it's definitely becoming more prevalent these days, but um, more people are able to um, we have more resources now to report those people who are doing this. You guys probably remember catfish. When it first came out, like it was like a crazy thing. Everybody was so scared to be catfished, and now it seems like such a common thing these days.
Uh, I won't lie. I feel like I've been personally catfished before once.
Oh, can we have a story time about that?
Yeah, I met someone off of a game chat thing
Lola's a
again,
gamer.
and I used to. I guess we're kind of like in a so-called relationship or
Ooh.
something. And they sent pictures and I sent pictures, but
Hmm.
like they would never go on camera, like, and like back then, like this was a little bit before catfish came out, and like I just never second guessed it, and I was naive and everything. I was like, okay, they just have a broken camera and this and that, and like it just never like clicked to me that I was being catfished or something.
I was actually kind of catfished recently. Catfish these days are getting smarter. They aren't, most of the time nowadays, they aren't going to use somebody who's a famous person as their photos. They're going to use somebody who's just visually appealing or who has quality photos. I was on the app Hinge, and I had matched with a really handsome person, and I've never seen the photos anywhere. Like I feel like I'm pretty good at recognizing when the photos are fake. Um, but like it's photos I've never seen anywhere before. Like it's nobody that I knew. It's nobody who was famous. But after chatting with them more and more, you can kind of see the red flags of this person definitely stole these photos. So, it happens. Even if you aren't naive, I mean, it happened to me like not too long ago. So,
Yeah, and I feel like unfortunately everyone's gonna get catfish at
mhm,
some point in their life, especially if you're like on social media or on dating apps all the time.
definitely. And we should add that to our episode today is how to spot a catfish and how to kind of protect yourself from a catfish too.
Yeah, because nowadays there's so many signs that you can tell that you're being played
Yeah, I
with.
definitely agree. So before we get into protecting yourself, we are going to listen to our sponsor real quick. Thank you, everyone, for listening to our sponsor and for making it this far in the podcast. We're now going to get into protecting yourself from stolen content and people who are catfishing you. So, Lola, you mentioned something before. If you want to talk about it now.
Yeah, the big number one tip, of course, if you're like selling content or making content, is to always watermark your photos on all platforms, any social media or website or whatever it is you're using, or even selling and stuff like that.
And you might be worried that putting your watermark on your photos may diminish the quality of your images, but it's going to save you the hassle of from becoming a victim of somebody stealing your content. And I actually just saw something on Twitter this week that one of my mutuals had their content stolen by somebody, and I am kind of guilty because I don't always watermark my photos. I do have like kind of distinct features, like I have a bunch of tattoos and stuff, so I would assume that people would recognize that that was me, but again, I'm not watermarking a lot of my photos, and I am subjecting myself to getting my photos potentially stolen.
Yeah, and like I everyone knows that like I don't usually post pictures of my body or anything, but when I do, I always make sure I can watermark it, and I always will like make sure it's like over an important part of the photo, especially like on a place that like I know that will be kind of hard to Photoshop or crop out or anything
Yeah,
like that.
definitely. You want to be able to put that watermark on something that is a visual piece of that photo. Like the person's eyes who are viewing that photo is going to go there. So if you're posting, like, let's say nudes or you're posting art, put your watermark over some part of the art. Put your watermark over some part of your body on the nude, because it's going to be a lot harder for them to try to cover that watermark up. It's going to be hard for them to try to remove it without it, messing up the whole quality of the photo.
Yeah, and again, if you don't put a watermark over the photo, then someone's going to use your
Mhm.
content to go make money off of it, or even use it to like send it to somebody on a dating app they're talking
Exactly.
to.
It's so easy for people to just Google like artwork, or for people to Google like voice recordings or anything. You can literally find anything on Google. And if your content comes up on Google and it's not watermarked, they're going to find something that they're going to try to find something that isn't watermarked so they can send it to somebody else. They're going to go there because there's so many images, there's so many voice recordings, there's so many pieces of art that they're going to find something without a watermark. They're not going to put the effort into, trying to remove that watermark from your photo.
Yeah, they're just looking at it like easy money or easy
Exactly.
success.
Um, Also, too, to kind of protect yourself from having your content stolen, add a disclaimer to your content. Say that your content is not to be saved and it's not allowed to be reposted anywhere.
I feel like this is kind of like a hard tip to kind of like practice or do, because unfortunately you're not going to know who is saving your
That's right. It's
content.
it's definitely really hard to say to figure out who's saving your content. I would like to say now, since we're on this topic, that do not save photos that somebody sent to you. Do not save photos from somebody's platform without their consent. Even if you guys are, good friends, or you guys are starting to talk and you guys maybe are going to date or something, it's still kind of wrong for it. Actually, it just is wrong. It's wrong for you to save their nudes. It's wrong for you to screenshot things that they've said or something like that. So unless you have had their consent or you know them well enough, don't be saving somebody's stuff without them knowing.
Especially because you're just going to break that trust for
Definitely,
them.
exactly. There's been so many times too whenever I have sent like explicit photos of myself to find out that the person still had them months later. So um if there this is another thing too, if the relationship is over between you and somebody else, delete all of their stuff from your phone. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, especially if I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want your news or pictures out in the open, everybody looking at it. So why would you do that to someone?
Exactly. Another thing too, Lola kind of brought up a long time ago, but I'm going to bring it up today. Um, Whenever you're in the work in progress, like a piece of art or an audio or something, and you want to have somebody's opinion on it, and you say, "Hey, can you listen to this for me?" They now have that raw content that they can shape and mold into something else, and they can distribute that too. You know what I mean?
That's why, like, I try to be careful with posting my content, and of course, Mila does too. She has a dead giveaway where it's, again, she said her tattoos, and me, I mean, I guess with mine, like, it's kind of hard to like hopefully protect myself because easily anybody can strip an audio from anything.
Exactly. Um, Somebody like we were talking about having somebody to listen to some of the audios that we made to get their opinions on it. And whenever you do that, you also may be subjecting yourself to having your raw, non-published content stolen and have that published somewhere else for, for monetary gain or for whatever they want to do with it.
Yeah, and that's why, like, if you want to like post videos or pictures, but you want like professional editing or stuff like that, make sure that if you're gonna do that with somebody, make sure they actually have
Hmm.
credentials to them. Like, make sure you can fully trust them. They actually have like a lot of reviews on their work and all that type of
Yeah, if
stuff.
you hire somebody who's going to advertise for you, who's going to market for you, who's going to edit or graphic design for you, um, see if you can get a contract written up where they are not allowed to distribute your content without your prior consent and knowledge. I know that sounds crazy. Like, how do I get a contract? Most states in the US will recognize a written agreement. So if you write something down and they agree to it, or you type something up and they sign it, that is a step to protect yourself from having your stuff stolen as well. If you are in a business or you're a content creator and you have somebody else doing the middleman work for you.
Yeah, and of course, you can always report people who are stealing your content on social
Yeah,
media and all
definitely. If
that.
you see somebody who you know that's not that person, you see photos of yourself, gather up you and your friends, go and report that account, because Twitter and Instagram, I've noticed them that just one single report doesn't seem to do it. You have to report somebody, unfortunately. It seems like a lot of times, or have a mass amount of reportings, so that way it catches their attention, like, hey, this account is getting reported a dozen times.
And always have proof to back up, like have
Hmm.
evidence, like take a picture of like the same outfit or whatever it was you're doing, but like have a note or a letter or a piece of paper holding
Hmm.
your name, knowing that
Yeah,
it's
that's another
you.
thing too. Besides a watermark, you can, write it on your body, or you can write it down in your art, or you can hold up a photo, or I mean, hold up a piece of paper with your name or your credentials or whatever you're trying to advertise on that piece of paper. It's going to be so much harder for them to edit out. a slice of paper out of your photo than it is going to be for them to easily clear out a little tiny watermark. If you put just a little tiny one on there, you can have that cropped out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and of course, also like avoid posting to places that's gonna support stolen content, like often masked as like found content, you know, like Reddit, Tumblr, or just anywhere that supports where you can promote yourself.
Yeah,
And
that's like
yeah.
one thing that was driving me nuts earlier this week. If you guys follow my Twitter, this episode's probably going to come out probably after my drama, but I was having such a internal conflict because I cannot stand sites or forums or wherever that will support people posting found content. Found, you mean you took the photo. You found it somewhere, you stole it, you downloaded it, now you're uploading it for everybody to see. Um, I feel like that's really gross, and a lot of these sites and stuff or admit like groups, they will tell you like don't watermark your photos. You if you want to post here, you are not allowed to have a watermark. That's subjecting you to having your stuff stolen. Why? This is like it literally drives me nuts. Why do we support that? Like why do we let people do that? Because that is so disgusting and annoying.
And like I get it, like, you know, you want to get that promo, you want to get your following up, but you need to be careful with that because it also comes with its
Exactly.
cons.
You know, because if you post something and you're trying to promote yourself, and an easy way to promote yourself is to promote it to a group that has thousands and thousands and thousands of people that follow the group, but their rules are no watermarks. You can post photos that you found. You already know that this group is not going to protect you if your content was, quote, found, aka stolen. So you have to be really careful with where you're posting stuff to try to, you know, raise a following or to get more views and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's already a red flag saying that you can't post with like your
Exactly.
watermark or
Like
anything.
the world is so anti promo and anti safety and anti sex work. I'm just going to say that now, that you know a lot of these accounts, they won't allow you to promote, they won't allow you to watermark, and once again it just drives me absolutely bonkers. But but it's fine. um and now, to protect yourself from a catfish, do you have any advice, Lola?
Of course, always try to video chat with them. If they don't want to, or they come up with an excuse, oh, my camera's broken, that is number one red flag that they are not
Exactly.
real.
Another thing that you can do is dig for information. If you have their name, you have a phone number, you have maybe like they told you, oh, I work at Big Titties Incorporated. Well, search that, you know, see if you can find something about that. See if you can find their name linked to something that they've told you. It might sound creepy to do that, but you have to protect yourself too, especially if you are suspicious that this person isn't real.
You can also like I've seen on the show is where you can reverse Google image
Yeah,
search.
definitely. If you see an image, and you can, for this instance, you can save the image to put into Google Images as long as you delete it after. But for your own safety, a lot of times you will find that image come up on somebody else's platform if they are a catfish or it was posted somewhere else.
Or you can also like for your safety run a background check if you can
if
do
you
it.
can.
You know?
I'm sorry. Yeah, if you can, try to see if you can find any background information on that person. If you can't afford a background check, you know, go ahead. Another thing, you know, is to, a lot of times people who are catfishing, they haven't created the timeline for the person that they're faking to be. So a lot of times they're just making stuff up right on the spot. And if you go back to them and ask them again about something and they give you a different answer, or the story has changed, that's something to be aware of, you know, to keep aware. What's another word for that? I'm drawing a blank. Keep your guard up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like the simplest terms
Yeah,
you
like
can make it as.
if you see that their story has changed. Things aren't adding up anymore. They said that they were in New York in 2012, but then they also said that they were in California in 2012. How are they in both places at once, you know?
And also, like, another thing is, like, when they say they want to meet up with you and then they all of a sudden
Oh yeah,
cancel.
that's a good one too. Trying to arrange a meetup, or if they won't even take a normal voice call, because sometimes people are posing as a different gender. They're taking photos that are women and they are men, or vice versa. They're women and they're taking photos of men, and they won't do a voice call with you. They won't meet you in public. They won't. Oh, that is so scary to think about. They won't meet you in public, but they will meet you in private. Don't. Please, God, don't.
Please. Oh, God, that just sounds like the first 48 hours
on this episode of the first 48. Seriously, like if they refuse to meet you in public, whether or not they're a catfish, don't go. Please don't go.
And of course, if you don't feel comfortable with the situation, if you're like, you're gonna like meet them or try to meet them, as they say, always have someone be there to like follow you, protect you, like your friends, or just take precautions.
Yeah, let somebody
basically
know where you're going. If you can, have somebody come with you. I've had my friends join me on a date where the person's information wasn't really adding up. They ended up being who they were, but they were just insane. So I had my friends show up to a date once and to make sure that they were real. If I went on a date and the guy ended up being insane. So he was who he said he was, but you know, his information wasn't matching up, so I had my friends come with me to that date.
Yeah, that reminds me of like a documentary I watched like the other day where it's like the horrors of a dating app. And this woman, she met this guy. The guy was actually who he said he was, but I guess he must have like slipped something into her drink, because apparently she woke up at her house at like 2 a.m. with just her person, with her car keys and stuff, but her car wasn't there.
Yeah.
And like on camera, they showed her like kind of like disoriented and walking around, and like he picked her up in his car, and then after that, she was like raped, because she said she felt something wet down below. That's
horrible. Another thing too is if you do go on a date and they are who they say they are, do not accept anything from them. Don't accept food. Don't accept drinks. Always keep an eye on your stuff, because you never know who people are going to be. So you have to always watch out for yourself, you know. Let somebody know when you're leaving. Let somebody know when you're going. Text or call somebody that you got home safely or that your plans have changed. Just try to cover every single base.
Yeah, I feel like those are all pretty much good points about catfishing, basically.
So I think we can move on to some Q&A.
Yeah, you know what? Let me ask you.
Give me some cues. I'm ready.
So, Meela, what's your ideal sleeping
arrangement? I like the room to be ice cold. In the winter, I love to sleep with the window open. I sweat a lot when I sleep. I like to sleep on my side. I like my hair pulled up when I sleep. I like my hair pulled when I sleep. I like to have my hair tied back when I sleep. Oh my God, this is kind of worse.
You're just digging yourself.
I like to shave my hair before I sleep. I just don't have any. What's your ideal sleeping arrangement?
This is probably gonna sound weird, but I'm a side sleeper as well. But I don't mind like the room being cold or hot, but I do sleep like easier when it's cold, because like I always like to be under my blanket. Or even when it's summer, I like to be with my blanket, like. But when I sleep, I obviously get under my blanket, but then I'll pull my shirt up, like I'll tuck it under my boobs, and then I'll tuck like my pants under my gut, so like my stomach is exposed, but I'm still covered with a blanket.
Oh, another thing, since you mentioned clothing and stuff, I have to have clothes on when I sleep. I don't know how people sleep naked.
Oh yeah, same. I always sleep with clothes on, especially because I get pretty cold easily
Oh.
too because I'm anemic, so like I get cold pretty easily. But then I also get hot too. So it's like but I don't want to sleep with like a fan on or like with
One
the
like
window
equals
open.
one iron pill that Lola will take for her anemia.
Oop,
So
you're
give
not
us those
wrong.
likes, guys, so that Lola will take her iron.
I'll be honest, I haven't taken
my
it in like 2
God.
months probably. So if you guys don't hear from me, I
It
probably
just all
lost all the
evaporated.
blood.
Next, yeah. Oh,
So
we
next,
just next and open at the same time.
you guys can tell that we are
Yep, exactly.
basically the same person there. So tell us, Meela, what's your ideal
I have an ideal date in
date?
mind, and I wish that I could do it. My ideal date would be going into like a really big city at night and getting hit by a car. No, I'm kidding. I want to go
Mood.
into a big city at night, and I want to go to like a top of like a skyscraper, and I can make more jokes, but I'm not. This is I'm gonna finish my idea.
I know. I was thinking, was like, do you want to jump off?
I want to eat spaghetti on the rooftop of a building at night and watch like people below and stuff, and like get to see like the skyline. And I also think it'd be a fun game to like see like if we drop like a spaghetti noodle and see where it lands.
You hear that, you guys? This
Yep.
is how to
if
get
anybody
to
wants
Mila's
to
heart.
buy me spaghetti and take me 30 flights up something, let's go. What about you?
Let's see. I personally would like to
That's
be
fair.
going out in the daylight, Oh, sorry, guys, my nose. We could go out to eat ice cream. I would love to go do like a fun activity. It could be like, we could go play badminton, or we can play like a VR game or anything like that, or
That'd be
go
fun.
painting. Yeah, I'm not too hard to please, honestly.
Now, would you describe yourself mostly as an extrovert or an introvert?
I am mainly 100% an introvert, but I do like going out to try stuff. Like I want to go to new places. I feel it's like another ideal date for me is like trying new places, food, or just seeing like cool
That'd be
attractions.
awesome. I would say
like
I'm
that.
like 99% introverted. Yeah, there's like nothing more I can even add to that. I'm just a hermit.
Our last question, describe your fashion style.
My fashion style, it varies. Around the house, I'm usually like a t-shirt, a house coat, sweatpants, slippers. But like in real life, because this isn't real life, in the daily, whenever I have to go out and do something, I love turtlenecks. I love winter and fall fashion. I hate summer fashion. I hate shorts. I hate dresses. So pants usually. I have a wide variety of different types of shoes. I love to wear boots. I usually like to wear all black or like black, gray, brown, white, those colors. But yeah, pretty simple. I feel like my daily look is like usually like a long sleeve shirt and jeans, a belt, and then like boots. Thank you.
So stylish. My fashion style, I would describe it as a
Not
bomb.
true.
Oh my gosh, I'm okay. So like, it's hard for me to be comfortable in clothing. Like, if you know me in real life, I don't like to spend money on clothing and shoes and stuff like that because I'm a cheapskate. I'd rather spend it on food, which is why I'm the way I am. I personally just like wearing like in the summer. I prefer wearing like a t-shirt and shorts. I actually like wearing shorts. As much as I can be insecure with my body, I'm like, I'd rather wear shorts because like it's too hot. I can't deal with the weather. I hate pants. Even at home, even if it's winter, like right now it's winter, but I'm wearing shorts and a shirt. Like I'd rather, it's the most comfortable thing for me.
I have been getting into shorts, but I've been getting into shorts that go to my knees. Like parachute shorts.
I really like biker shorts. Those are the most comfortable, and you can be so flexible in it,
Ooh.
if you know what I mean.
I love bicycle shorts because I like the way that they're not all the way up into your ass crack, and they're like kind of like that in between the knee and like the thigh area. I do like those. I will wear those occasionally.
Yeah, but even if I do dress up, I actually will surprise everybody. Like I'm 100% different than what I usually look
think
like.
I've only ever seen like 2 of your like going out outfits before.
Yeah, because I think I remember, like, of course, my birthday outfit, which was a dress, because I never ever wear a dress, but I own like 4 or 5 dresses. Yeah, because like I just want to be able to move and like not like know that I'm gonna flash somebody. And when it comes to winter, I'm always wearing a hoodie and leggings or joggers, and I'm always wearing my sneakers.
I love a hoodie in the winter
or slides.
Because I like to be a bum and not put a bra on, and I also don't want to expose everybody to like my boob outline, so I'll put on a hoodie. But do you have anything else to add to the questions? Free the nips, everyone.
Free the nips.
1 like equals 1 nip that's freed. But yeah, to recap today's episode, content will be stolen everywhere, anywhere. It'll be posted for monetary gain. It'll be used to deceive others. So do your best to try to protect yourself.
Yeah, always.
Yes, definitely. Somehow, even if you create audios, just put in like how like DJ Khaled did I say it right? Yeah, put
DJ
that in your audio.
Another one.
So that people know it's yours. I mean, yeah, it can be cropped out. Everything can be cropped out, but you are taking an extra step to protect yourself by adding some sort of watermark or some sort of intro to whatever you're creating.
And also, even yourself, like, don't go steal people's content because you want to make quick, easy money.
You are a slug, and I will step on you. No, you're just a little squirmy slug. you just crawled out of the dirt to steal everybody's content. But yeah, don't do that. If you want to create something, create something. You don't have to steal somebody's photos. If you're insecure about your art, your body, your voice, I remember or on Host Club, the voice actor, Vic Mignogna, I think is his last name. His first name is Vic. Just Vic Mignogna. That's his whole last name. He doesn't have a first name. Somebody had asked him a question, and the person was really insecure about their voice, and she was wondering if she could ever find voice work. And he said, there is a job in creation for everyone. They're going to need a voice for something, for every character. They're going to need art for everything. They're going to need, photos for everything. So if you feel like that you don't have something that you can give and offer and make monetary gain from it, or, promote, there's something that you have that you can do, and you don't have to steal somebody else's stuff.
And where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, that was our episode. Oh, and catfishing. Don't catfish people, please.
Please don't. You're
going
to end up on that show.
Oh, wait, no. Max doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's just Neve and I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
Neve and other
watched
people
in a while, so.
But yeah, once again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. You can find us on Twitter at Love with Lola and at Mama Meela. We do question and answers, and you guys are probably tired of hearing me say that, but please ask us questions. We love answering them. It's so fun.
Please do.
It's fun for us. But yeah, you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube at Domception.
Yeah, and if you guys want to support our podcast, please do. I mean, you don't have to, but you can find our Patreon by searching Domception. We post like exclusive stuff like blooper reels because I mean,
if
honestly,
you didn't
we're
smile
hilarious.
once in this podcast episode, I'm gonna come over there and make you smile. Slug time.
She's gonna throw a slug at you.
Slugged.
Yeah, and you can also, of course, find any other links in our description box and any of our YouTube videos. That's what we'll have, like, where our podcast is also seen and heard, and of course our Patreon. We'll hope you guys will come hang out with us again in the next episode.